What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another course. Today we're playing Grove Creek Run in Union City, Tennessee, just a little north of Jackson, Tennessee, kind of down near West Tennessee area near Memphis. But a really cool course. This is going to require quite a bit of distance on a few holes. But before we get started, we are going to be giving away this trace right here. All you got to do is leave a comment on this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. But here we go. Hole number one. The first few holes are going to be a little wooded. A few of them will be open too. Good little mixture on the front nine, but I don't have anyone helping today on the film, so I won't be able to zoom in. I do apologize for that, but ended up having a good tree kick with the Envy. Got me just inside of circle one here. So starting with the birdie. Hole 2, 375. To the right, where you can see that thick grass, just beyond that is a creek, pretty full of water, so got to be cautious of that. So I'm throwing a hyzer towards the water to kind of come back in. Didn't want to throw a forehand and risk skipping into the water, but ended up going just a pin high roughly. Circle 2 was able to make that putt, so really happy. So hole number 3 going to be par 4. Going to be zooming in here for you. Got to throw over the creek. Going to see that way down there, road behind it, road to the right, so got to watch out for that. But throwing a teleport here, something that's just going to flip up, go straight for me. Ended up getting quite a bit of distance, was happy with it. So had a little jump putt here towards the basket, just short of it, but easy tap in for bird. So hole number 4, I actually thought this was just an alternative hole at first, and end up throwing the Envy here. But it's a really cool hanging basket. I didn't do a time lapse, but pretty straightforward shot. Road OB to the left, so tapping that in for a birdie. But hole number 5, 260. This one actually has quite a few lines going to this basket. You could throw big spikes, hyzers over everything. I'm throwing a small, short hyzer here. You could throw straight, sidearm, flexes, whatever you want. So it's really cool design of where they put this pin. But coming up short on that. But here we go, hole number 6, 235. Another one with a few different lines to it. Really cool guardian trees. They put it right in the circle of it, so good pin placement in my opinion. I'm going to be throwing a hyzer. Just kind of, there's a huge hyzer gap there. So I had a good skip and able to tap that in. So hole number 7, 245. Another one to where you could throw something with a little bit of stability or something that's a little bit more overstable on the outside hyzer line, and that's what I'm doing. Just going to be playing this skip towards the basket and end up having a good one there. So here's where we start to get out of the woods and more open. So hole number 8, once again, creek to the right and right behind this basket, so have to have good distance control. Throwing the teleport again. This one kind of turned over a little bit on me and ended up just in the tall grass here. So had a chance at it, but didn't make it. So hole number 9, 300 feet. At first, I always time lapse, or I'll throw first, then time lapse, but didn't know exactly how much distance I had, so wasn't committed to this throw at all, just because I didn't know where the creek was and the pin was. I didn't know how tight it was, but you actually do have a lot of room here. So here we go, hole number 10, par 3. Just going to be pretty straightforward hole. Like I said, a lot of these are going to be wide open, but require quite a bit of distance. So I'm throwing a fairway driver at this basket. I believe it was my Fireball, just on a little bit of flex and hyzer there. Had a good result, so always happy with that. So hole number 11, 395. This is going to play a little bit longer in my opinion, because you are throwing uphill. Have the road to the left and behind it, so you got to watch out for that. But realistically, just grip and rip on this hole and throw what you can as far as you can. So end up just going a little bit too far there to the right, but able to save the par. So hole 12, 430. This is actually probably my favorite hole. I did throw a few others after this one. I just love how it drops down, just a big hyzer. I was throwing a distance driver at first on this shot. I thought that's what it'd be, and I actually crashed into the big tree that you'll see me next to in a second. But a fairway driver is what I found to be a lot better of a choice, just because that gap isn't that far there and you're going downhill. So I was able to save par on that. this next one, going to be more of a flex forehand for me. So you got two different lines here with these trees. So really cool tee pad location with that tree dead smack in the middle, and you got to choose which one to go around. But throwing a mid-range up there and was able to get that. So hole 4, 530, road to the left OB. And then you got the baseball fields here. And then Small Creek wasn't filled today, and then roads behind it. I'm throwing a Catalyst. This is a new disc I added to my bag. Absolutely love this thing. Will flip up, glide, and then finish to the left. So this was a great drive. I was very happy with it. I probably would have got a little bit more distance, but I caught that tree limb there at the very end because it is a pretty small gap that you got to hit. But really happy with that birdie there. So this next one, going uphill again, this was a tough shot to really get there. 425 uphill, plays a little bit longer, but got a grip and rip. Throwing the Catalyst again, get that turnover, that fade back, and was very happy to have a jump putt at this, and just missed it there. But able to tap in the par once more. So here we go, 965. This guy is a long one, but you are playing on top of the hill. I do think this is a very fair par 5 because you have this creek right here that you got to watch out for, and then it'll after you cross that creek, you know, it's pretty fair. So if you could get across the creek, I mean, you could definitely have an eagle opportunity if you have a really big arm. I knew that I wanted to lay up before the creek to play it safe. Did not want to chance it. So ended up actually pretty darn close to it, and then was able to just pitch up with a zone for my approach going through those trees. And I really do like those guardian trees of the basket. So here we go, hole 17, 410. Going to just be a pretty straightforward shot, creek to the right. That sidewalk, you know, it could definitely be an out of bounds thing and kind of treat it like an island hole. I wasn't 100% sure if I was like a TD in a tournament, though. I would definitely do that. So I would technically be out of bounds if it was my course, but end up par there. So last hole, there were some kids over there. You got to throw over the creek. I wanted to do the hyzer, but all of the kids were kind of playing soccer, so end up throwing a sidearm to it. But a pretty straightforward hole here with that tree. Just either go left or right of it. And was able to tap that in. So 11 under. I was very impressed with this round. Just getting a good little birdie stretch there in the beginning, but